Skateboarding is a very complicated sport, but just because the sport is complicated does not mean that skaters should have such a complicated focus. Skateboarding should be viewed as skateboarding is viewed as a very mean and extreme sport, and I want to change how people view skateboarding. I've been physically harassed, yelled at, and almost been hit by cars from simply trying to skateboard. Now, not all of those has been at the same time, but because I just wanted to skateboard, all of those things happened. From skateboarders wanting to skateboard, whether or not they're trespassing. Now, trespassing has a lot to do with it, but even whenever the skaters aren't, random people would try and get rid of the skaters. Whether or not the skaters would be trespassing, random people that would have nothing to do with the property would try and rid of the skaters. Random people who solely believe that just because they got rid of the skaters, they're becoming better people. I know this not only from research, but by experience too. There are many articles to support this, talking about how skateboarding is a sport, and no matter where you do it, you're viewed as a criminal. There's been times to where I would run away from people, even at my local skate park, and I'm not lying, because how people would see the skaters having destroying property. In certain cities and towns, skateboarding has different laws. If someone were to skateboard where there is a no skateboarding sign, which means that skaters would just have no legal right to skate on that property, even when skaters are in places where they're allowed to skate, some people would show their hate towards skaters. In other cities, there are no signs banning skateboarding are put up. Still times where skaters of that city would get pulled over by cops and receive a ticket for skateboarding. Even though skaters would have no idea of cities' ban on skateboarding. Skateboarding is an international sport and is very technical. It shows perseverance and dedication. Skating builds character because it's very much a social sport. Skating also requires you to be very rude. Learning how to take a hard fall and get right back up is required to become even the slightest bit good at skateboarding. Even people in foreign countries show their hatred towards skaters, so the problem isn't only in America. There have been numerous number of skaters that would have to run from skating in the road just to avoid getting hit by a car. Just for them, most of these skaters are very good people that just want to have fun, and because some people don't like what they're doing, they want to punish them. Skating itself has its own culture, how to do things, when, where, and why. There are skaters that even pray to get a trick, showing that there is more dedication by bringing their religion into skateboarding. There are many sites you can also see how people are being treated. The hating on them. How people try and hit them with their cars, attacking and eagerly trying to imprison skaters for trespassing and damaging property on sites like Thrasher Skateboarding or Transworld Skateboarding. You can see how skaters are being targeted by random people. Cops interfere with skateboarders, sometimes for their safety, but mostly because they don't like skaters. Cops or security guards would stand in the way of skaters doing a trick down a set of 10 stairs, ultimately hurting the skaters even more. Then not only that, but the cops would get hurt too from the skater hitting them. Then there's controversy over who hit who and who was in the wrong. There has been an instance in San Francisco where a large group of skaters were going down a very large hill, and one cop purposely got in the way of one of the skaters who was going uncontrollably fast. The skater was hit from a cop, and the skater was only one of the two to suffer injuries. The cop pushed the skater off of the skateboard and very vigorously, and causing the skater to sustain multiple injuries. The skater also refused to get aid and was okayed after. Even in San Antonio, there was an instant that a skater was hit and dragged 10 feet and suffered a skull fracture as well as multiple broken ribs, and the people drove off just from them skateboarding. The issue will not be resigned until people start seeing skating as fun and a harmless sport. Although skateboarding is very much harmful, as long as people stop trying to harm the skaters themselves, then the issue will be resolved.